This is a messy show with some wasted potential. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not going to take it. No, I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to fucking take it anymore. I'm John Renton with my review of AEW Dynamite, and yeah, if you can't tell from that intro, I really like this episode. There were a couple things I did like, and that's the frustrating thing about AEW. They will give you glimmers of hope, like, oh, this is how they could do it. They could be the alternative WWE. Oh, and then they just go right back into being an alternative WWE, mixed with some of the worst aspects of WCW. I've given AEW chance after motherfucking chance to get things right, and guess what? They refuse to get things right. Tony Khan is on the Herb Abrams diet or some equivalent, because it is absolutely goddamn ridiculous how this show is formatted. They have some great talent they could use better, but no, they have to have a brawl here, and then a brawl 2 segments later, and then 2 brawls in the main event, and let's just have a brawl for all matches. Let's just have the paid fans there at ringside just start brawling, and have some referees out there to break it up while a match goes on in the goddamn ring. They might as well do that, because it would make as much sense as half the goddamn shit on this show on a good week. And yeah, you can probably tell I was really fucking frustrated by this show. And I want to say right now, these are my opinions. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments, because I want AEW to succeed. I've killed WWE for the bad shit they've done, and rightfully so. Same with New Japan. I gotta do the same for AEW. I don't care if they've been on TNT for about a year and a goddamn half. It's fucking annoying. This show is going downhill dramatically. Since Revolution, the TV quality has really slid downhill. They are unopposed on Wednesdays now. They're going to have to start getting some bigger ratings. There is no excuse for why this show should be so goddamn badly formatted like it is. Anyway, we get a Bucks pre-tape. They chose friendship. We've got friendship. Yes, we do. And they said, I think it's about time that we bring in a newer version of ourselves. Oh, are you guys going to be something the opposite of right-wing, brainless twat birthers? Oh, no, that's what you guys are. You guys are just going to be that goddamn stupid and have your heads up your asses to the point that you're going to smell your own farts for goddamn ever and into your next goddamn life if you believe in, reincarnation. Maybe you can be reincarnated as good wrestlers. Oh, this is going well. So yeah, they do this pre-tape promo, and they can't even sound like normal human beings doing a pre-tape promo. Mike Tyson is backstage. MJF says, "Hey, Jericho's your enemy. I want you to be impartial. I just want you to be on the right side of history." Makes fun of facial tattoo, like only MJF can. Hey, here's a blank check. It's, name your price. And then Mike Tyson eats it like it's somebody's children. If you get it, you get it. And then we go to the Bucks with Callis versus Pac and Phoenix, AEW tag title match. Streamers for the Bucks. And I want to say right now that the Bucks have put on some matches I've really enjoyed. That Strong Style Evolved against the Golden Lovers. Strong Style Evolved 2018. And then also against Page and Omega at Revolution 2020. And even some of their TV matches. Sometimes I don't mind what the Bucks do. Sometimes they can be a spectacle. They can have some fun. The stuff they did with the Lucha Brothers, well, it wasn't my cup of tea. There were some cool things that they did. And guess what this was? It was a fucking car wreck, and it was fucking this was a pay-per-view quality match, according to some people. And if you guys thought so, that's fine. But here's the thing. Having a match go long isn't, a recipe for success. Having a match go 25, 30 minutes, even if it's on free TV or on pay-per-view, doesn't mean it's going to be a 4, 5, 6-star, 7-star match in the Tokyo Dome. It's quality over quantity. Seriously, you could have some matches like, look at Walter versus Ciampa for the UK Championship. That was good and it didn't go forever. But then you had O'Reilly versus Cole in an unsanctioned match on, on the same takeover. Well, I think it was on a different night, but still, that match went on way too goddamn long. The Bucks have put on matches where they've gone, maybe 20 minutes, and they've been pretty good. Or they do stuff like this, and it's like, okay, I just grew numb. I just got to the point where I just couldn't care one goddamn bit. And then also Callis legit has, I just want to hit the fucking mute button. I don't want to hear what this stupid, overrated motherfucking twat has to say. And maybe Don should worry about his goddamn case of scarlet fever that he has. And if you know, you goddamn know. So anyway, the Bucks stopped caring about what people said about them, a while ago. Oh, really, Don? Is that why they block people that disagree with them or point out the fact that maybe they're just nothing more than video game wrestlers? And that's how I feel, and that's how a lot of other people feel. And if they want to play in the big leagues, if they want to be in a big league wrestling promotion, they have to be used to, getting criticism. If they don't want to be used to getting criticism just because fans can observe stuff that, with their working eyeballs, and maybe the Bucks shouldn't be on social media in any way, shape, or form. So anyway, Phoenix did flippy shit. We got Poison Rana's outside. We got Superplex, Frog Splasher 2, Black Arrow broken up. Low blow, and then, Phoenix is unmasked and everything. This went 30 goddamn minutes. And then double super kick, 1, 2, 3. Phoenix was unmasked, but he was holding his face, and oh no! And he got beat. Okay, cool, fine. the match had no business going that long, and I'm sorry. This just didn't do it. This was proof that they didn't have anything for the show, and they needed these guys to go long. And there's nothing wrong with trying to make your tag titles seem more special. I'm sorry, this just didn't do it. This did not do it for me at all. So anyway, speaking of things that don't do it for me at all, Page in the Dark Order. Marvez was all over the goddamn place. He must have gotten in his steps. Page basically, avoids questions about the Elite, and I hope Silver recovers from his shoulder injury. I'm not a fan of the Dark Order gimmick, but guess what? Silver, as long as he recovers, I don't want anybody injured. I want him to be able to, recover and go and do what he does, which he is pretty damn good at wrestling. Him and Reynolds are a pretty damn good team. And it was a really good edition of Showcase, I believe, on not this edition of Elevation, but last week's edition. And then Marvez is interviewing the Inner Circle and Mike Tyson. Jericho talks about, righting the wrongs. Hey, Jericho, I got a question for you. Righting the wrongs, you mean like all the money you donated to Donald Trump, a guy that attempted an insurrection coup that, oh yeah, your wife and mother-in-law were part of. They were around that. You're going to address that stuff? You're going to address those wrongdoings? You're going to address being at a super spreader event in Sturgis, South Dakota? You're going to address any of that stuff? It's one thing to have different views. It's one thing to be a completely ignorant, bloated, drunk uncle, and that's what Chris Jericho is. And yeah, I don't like Chris Jericho. He's a piece of shit human being, and he deserves to be fucking ridiculed for it. Having different beliefs is one thing. Being, having different political beliefs, whatever it is. But there's a certain line that I got to draw that, don't worry, I'm going to talk about with another person. But yeah, Chris Jericho maybe could right those kind of wrongs, but he won't do that because he'd rather just be, having his head up his own goddamn ass. A lot of fart smelling going on here because Chris Jericho sure seems to love to, hear himself talk without actually really, addressing the core issues like the fact that he's, been concussed so goddamn long. That's why I call him the concussed conservative. Chris Jericho may want to look in the goddamn mirror and realize he's got a lot of issues to work out. But he won't do that because that would require him to realize that he's way past his fucking prime on promos and in the ring. So anyway, we get Jade Cargill versus Red Velvet. Finally, something halfway decent. Actually, seriously, I thought Jade did fine here. She obviously is a project that's going to take a while. Red Velvet did some good stuff, fought from underneath. Had Jade, stuck and move with Jade, and Jade did hit the post. She was doing, some really good stuff where she was off balance a bit. Red Velvet was gaining some good kicks, and eventually Jade did 1, 2, 3. Okay, Red Velvet lost, but she had some good fire. That was some good stuff. Then Britt interviewed by Shivani. She talks about the ranking, says she will be champion. And he calls her Dr. Breaker at one point. Apparently she's, Breaker 19, I guess. So Anthony Monster Ogogo, if you get it, you get it, with QT Marshall, Nick Camarado, and Aaron Solo, took on Cole Carter. And basically it was Ogogo's in-ring debut. And he gets one punch in. After Cole Carter gets a couple moves in, one punch because he's a boxer, former Olympic boxer. There you go. You know what? If they can get that gimmick over, fine. Maybe Monster Ogogo can actually do something. Video package on Marvelous Miro. That he doesn't know where Kip is. He hates wasting his time. And anybody that's a champion better watch out. You better vanish like Kip does. If they vanish like Kip did, then you won't be able to win their championship. God damn it, Miro. Figure out how this shit goes. Maybe if they presented Miro like this, I would actually buy into him more. Mike Tyson gets a big entrance. He is the enforcer. All members of each faction, sans one, are banned from ringside. Of the Worms Play Pinnacle in your snout, and also the Inner Circle Jerk. So it's Dax with Cash versus Jericho with Sammy. Goes out. I'm just going to say right now, Jericho can't go anymore. He just fucking can't. I mean, he tries for a moonsault. Thankfully, he didn't almost spike himself on his head. But Dax had to fucking carry this. And look, I get it. Father Time's undefeated, but good lord. It was sloppy as hell. Jesus Christ. We get a pen to Dax's head because he got busted open in that brawl that absolutely did nothing for a Pinnacle or Inner Circle, in my opinion, because a hot shot it way too soon. The mic shot was really, really lame earlier, by the way, and we get a bad Walls of Jericho spot. Cash interferes, and then Sammy attacks him, and then, oh look, it's a brawl during the match because the Inner Circle and Worms Play Pinnacle in your snout just start brawling on the stage. Another brawl. Why don't you just have everybody stand out there on stage and they just start brawling? Might as well do that. It's so fucking annoying. It's so fucking bad. It's WCW 2000. That shit got annoying really quick. It was like 4 brawls a show. Remember how annoying that was? Anybody that lived through WCW, it really got maddening. Anyway, so, by the way, Judas Effect 1, 2, 3. Cash got knocked out by Mike Tyson trying to put a bat in there. And then Tyson's an honorary member of the Inner Circle or something, however the fuck he worded it. Marvez is stopped by Don Callis, and I'm just going to say right now, the Elite, the Bullet Club, Too Sweet, all this, yeah, you know what? That's all I got to say about that. The Bullet Club is one of the most overrated stables in history because it was great at first, and now it's just a t-shirt brand. The NWO at its worst will always be better than the Bullet Club. Well, the Bullet Club at its worst, honestly, because there were good editions of the Bullet Club, and there are good members in New Japan, not here. And Omega can't talk for shit. I care not for this high school drama bullshit. Be prepared to be surprised again. Oh, are you going to actually admit that you had some wrongdoing as to why two particular people, Scarlett and Cross, left Impact? Are you going to admit that, Callis? Oh, no, you won't, but eventually things will come to light. He kicks the cameraman. Oh, boy. Thunder Rosa video package. She wants gold. She is one of the best in the world. I love Thunder Rosa. More video packages like this. Chris Statlander with the best alien friends took on Amber Nova. So, Amber Nova was trained by Chasen Rance, noted pedophile, convicted pedophile who is somehow allowed to run a wrestling school. Now, there are rumors that Amber Nova is apparently the girlfriend of Chasen Rance. Let me put that to the side right here. I'm going to say right now that anybody that is associated with Chasen Rance, and I don't care if you're girlfriend, friend, whatever. If you are associated with him in any way, shape, or form, and you are in the wrestling business, you deserve to be blacklisted, especially if you knew what he was. How dare you? How dare any of you call yourself decent human beings or say you care about humanity when Chasen Rance, a known convicted pedophile, is allowed to exist in society and allowed to work around children and this kind of stuff? That stupid little, messed up meth head, stupid, worthless motherfucker thinks that he actually can get away with this shit. Sooner or later, karma's gonna goddamn get him, and I hope it does. But there's people like Moose, Ricochet, Casey Catanzaro. They can all go straight to motherfucking hell for working with Chasen Rance. And Amber Nova, if Amber Nova actually happens to be his girlfriend, if she happens to be, and that's just a rumor, but if she is, then play stupid games, win stupid prizes, you goddamn twat. And by the way, if you knew what he was and you still decided to train with him, you're an idiot. Anybody that decided to train with this goddamn guy, knowing what he is a goddamn idiot, and they deserve every bit of ridicule. They deserve to be blacklisted. Nobody that worked with him knowingly deserves to be in wrestling. There are plenty of bad people in wrestling. There are plenty of people that have dark pasts. And you know what? Some people can overcome their dark past, and some we can overlook. People overlook Stone Cold Steve Austin being a woman beater. People overlook Hulk Hogan being a racist. Some people don't. But the whole point is you can have people that are, that are overlooked because of their past. But there are certain things that are unforgivable. Doing that to somebody underage, regardless of what gender you are. I don't care if it's a man and a man, or, a man and a boy, a woman and a girl, a woman and a boy, a man and a woman. I don't care. I don't care what it is. You take advantage of somebody like that, underage or not, but especially underage, because that's what we're talking about here. You deserve every bit of bad karma coming at you. And Chasen Rance, one day, karma's going to get you, and everybody's going to celebrate as they piss on your goddamn grave. And maybe every fan should be allowed to do that, and every victim that you abuse should be allowed to do that for the lives you ruin and the fact that you, with your slappable goddamn face, and you deserve to be slapped by every victim that you ever abused. Every woman, every child that you were ever near deserves to just slap you to the point that you just cry in a goddamn puddle because you're a little bitch, a little ballless son of a bitch. And if his parents know what he is and they defend him, then they're just as bad as he is. And anybody that defends Chasen Rance can go straight to fucking hell. And if you want to defend him, and you are in the comments here, get out. Get the fuck out. I don't want you here defending pedophilia. No, it can't be cured. You jail them and let the prisoners handle it. That's what I'll say. I don't ever want anybody to defend something like that. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying what should happen. But karma's going to get somebody like him. And I'm going to laugh and I'm going to cheer. And if Amber Nova is really his girlfriend, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and you ain't going to like what the end result is, because you deserve to be ridiculed by every single woman out there that is trying to make a living, but you're going to date somebody like that. And the same goes for Serena Deeb dating Marty Scurll, the true villain. Oh, the age of 16 is legal in the UK. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit. That is a child. I don't care. That's a goddamn child. And I'm going to continue to say this shit. And if it is revealed that she actually is the girlfriend of Chasen Rance, how dare you? How dare you call yourself a wrestler? How dare you call yourself somebody that's even, how dare you even consider yourself human? You're not. Anybody that knowingly works with him is scum. They're absolute goddamn scum. And if it turns out some of my favorites did, and they knew what he was, then I'm going to have to call them scum too. Chase and Rant can rot in hell, and he will. And I'm going to laugh. So anyway, Chris Statlander beat the shit out of Amber Nova pretty easily. I don't like the alien thing, but it is what it is. And then anyway, Dasha interviews Team Taz, and Ricky is angry. Everyone be backstage so we can get Cage, or we can get Christian Cage, that is, to join Brian Cage. So many Cages, so many pages on the show. Shivani interviews Christian Cage, and, well, he basically gets a few words out. Taz interrupts. Cage refuses the offer. Taz calls him a shitbag, says, oh, well, if I was staying in my wallet, I could see you. Oh, that bingo hall money and other money. All these inside terms. And here's Hobbs and Hook. And Hook tries distracting and just succeeds enough to where Hobbs beats the shit out of Cage. And that's it. I like Hobbs. I don't know why this match is happening already, but it is what it is. Next week, Shida versus Conte, AEW Women's Championship. Video package, like 30 seconds. You know what? Cut some of the matches down. You could do some more video packages. Give us a reason to care about the women. And I think Ty Conte and Shida, I'd give them the main event. But if you give them at least middle of the show, give them 15 minutes, they could tell a good story. Hobbs versus Christian Cage. Starks versus Hangman Page. Trent versus Penta. Trenta, if you will. Matt Hardy versus Darby Allin, Falls Count Anywhere match. Falls Count Anywhere, anything goes match for the TNT Championship. Okay, first off, like I said on my Dark review, I'm putting any criticisms to the side of Matt Hardy that I've had in the past. Him and Jeff lost their dad, and not time for that. I will say that as far as a match, I like what they did at first. Because even though I thought they kind of hotshot this feud a little bit, they promoted it decently. They did some good psychology with the chair, beating the shit out of Darby's back with the chair. He's busted open. And then Darby returned the favor, doing some stuff with the chair. They were actually on their way to having a pretty decent match. I'm like, wow, they're working the spots here. They're doing this. And then Matt said that he wanted to do this on his own. Naturally, the Hardy family office, I think is what the fuck it is, ran in there. Butcher waited forever to throw a trash can at Darby. And then we go into basically a melee where the Hardy compound's there, and then Dark Order and Sting show up. And this is when I said it was a match within a match within a match. There was a brawl between the Dark Order and the Hardy family, and then Sting was there. And Sting is just done. He's just done. He's not going to be able to wrestle anymore. It's going to be really cinematic otherwise. I just don't think he can do it anymore. Everyone brawls, and then Darby hits the steps. He goes over the guardrail and everything. That was a brutal spot. And then Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, who were up in the skybox, haha, if you see what they did there, came down. And then here's Lance Archer like, hey, you guys are a new tag team for some reason. No, you get away. And then Sting we get a blackout to Leaf Cassidy. Wait, I'm sorry, that's Isaiah Cassidy. So many Cassidys, Cages, and Pages. Jesus, it sounds like a goddamn, high school musical here. And then he tosses the bat to Darby. Sting doesn't leaves. Okay, Sting's like, well, my paycheck is earned. And then we get a twist of hate into the chair. See, this is where things actually kind of cooled back down. We're like, oh, they actually decided to have the match again. Because everybody left. I mean, seriously, the Dark Order and the Hardy family, whatever the fuck, ran out into, like, the parking lot. And I don't know where the hell they went. Maybe they all caught an Uber and went to get ice cream like they did with Paige when he rode the lawnmower. Except Alan Five Angels. Why the fuck do they hate Alan Five Angels? So they go backstage. Darby gets sent headfirst into a monitor on a table. We have a ladder and then a leg drop through the table. I am the table. They go back to the stage, and then Darby has the bat and basically beats the shit out of Matt, chokes him out, does a coffin drop onto the stage, or onto the stage, ouch, onto the table, the announcer's table. 1, 2, 3. New, still TNT champion, not a new TNT champion, as I kind of feared that they might do. Matt and Darby had a good beginning and a good end. They just had to do all the brawl bullshit, and it just took everything away from the match. I don't mind people getting involved. I don't mind people healing it up, and I don't mind that, but it's just we've seen so many brawls already. It was fucking frustrating. That's all I got to really say. My voice is shot after ranting about Chase and Rant, and fuck Chase and Rant, so I'm going to be happy to piss on his grave. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. This was not a good show. See you soon.